Anyway, let's go check out that security tape. No, there's no way for us to check it out then. Alright, maybe we need to go a different route then. Criminal affairs, maybe? February 23rd, police station, Criminal Affairs Department.
Hey, Mr. Wright! Look who's standing at the chief of detective's desk!
It's Police Chief Gant.
And you're sure this is all, You know what it means if there's anything missing.
Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine.
I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal?
Yes, sir! We'll scour the place again, sir! The chief of detectives looks a little flustered.
Aha! Aha! Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much?
Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir.
Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright?
Where's they? Big man himself. You know, I don't really understand how this whole structure works in terms of hierarchy. I mean, Edgeworth is able to freaking cut detective salaries, but even though he's the acting chief prosecutor, he still reports to Chief Gant and can get his salary cut in return. Like early on, they paint the picture that the prosecutors run the police, but apparently the chief prosecutor is still lower on the totem pole than the chief of police. I don't understand how that works. Wow, I've never heard this part of Gant's theme. Wow. So, speaking of Edgeworth, is Edgeworth going to be okay?
Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Yep. Well, they've had no end of the trouble with the boy since last year.
You mean the incident on Gourd Lake?
It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sitting in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto?
Yeah. Fond karma.
A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence.
I believe you're talking about Gregory Edgeworth, and that was like 15 years ago. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they'd do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what the inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy.
What?
It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean.
There being the prosecutors, I assume.
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
No, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive. I can't talk about it.
I wasn't expecting much anyway.
You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detective's trap shut.
Fuck's sake, get out of here. I need to lock my doors.
Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier.
Huh? You saw that? Whoops.
I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do.
Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him.
Good idea. Hey, pal. Oh, sorry you had to see that.
What exactly did the chief of police want you to do?
Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can.
So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here?
Of course not. Well, except for this.
What? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something?
Yeah, like the switchblade knife. The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. Okay. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Well, let's see if we can't squeeze some extra info out of Mr. Police Chief here. Or, wait, no. No, the other guy is the chief. Chief of detectives, chief of police. Okay. I was wondering, could you take a look at this?
Sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The busy one.
The guy who can't sit still. Does he mean Detective Gumshoe?
Either him or the dancing blue badger. Okay, what about this one then? Well, at least you pointed us in the right direction. Oh yeah, we got one more thing. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor.
Well, I never thought the day would come when Righto asked me for help.
I was wondering if we can investigate the evidence room.
Now, Righto.
Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate it after all.
Righto, please. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man?
Huh?
Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50. No problem. So go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
It just goes to show, you never know until you ask.
And for you, here, you can borrow this.
Hey! This is a detective's IT card, isn't it?
That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it.
Yes, sir! It's an honor!
You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks.
What a guy.
It looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID.
You seem happy.
Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir.
I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. You're telling me. Get used to that ID, Emma. Get used to it. Wait, what am I doing? The evidence room is beyond that door.
We have the ID card from Chief Kent. Let's just walk in. It won't open.
Aha! The card reader's turned off, see?
What is that security guard thinking?
Howdy. Howdy, partners. Well, what's made my Bambina sky so gray? But Officer Marshall, why does it have to be him? What's that? Why does it have to be him look for? As you might have surmised, this here's my salute.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw!
Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. Oh, too bad, I got questions.
I was wondering if we could talk to you.
Sorry, Bambina, but I'm off to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Like a gunslinger loading his six-shooter, I say a little prayer. Was that the prayer?
What was that all about, Mr. Wright?
I think he was just too hungry to talk.
You're just saying that because his stomach was growling. You have no idea what he was talking about either.
Do you? Well, in any case, we need to get cracking on this investigation. Pronto.
I was wondering if we could talk to you.
Sorry, Bambina, but I'm off to roam the lands like a tumbleweed on the wide prairie. Like a gunslinger loading his six-shooter, I say a little prayer. And let the church say, Amen. I wish I could go back to Gumshoe and give him this, but damn. You know, I can't help but wonder if you were supposed to be able to choose between giving this to Marshall and giving this to Gumshoe. Either one could have helped you, I think. Or maybe Gumshoe would have lent you his card or something. Or maybe he would have let you in, you know. Either way. That smell. Reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Star.
What's this?
What? What's wrong?
A filet steak lunch. I see.
I don't see. I wonder what it means.
Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. Sorry, Gumshoe. All right, Bambina. You win. Ask me anything. Finally, it seems like
he's willing to talk. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Ah, that poor little doggy.
Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly.
He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station.
Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know.
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
I want to believe he was riding a Segway. Or something like that.
There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place.
You mean the security camera system?
I don't take the machines much. Kinda like that Stu Buckley they sneak in next to your steak, you know.
Yeah, you get used to it.
I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do.
Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen.
Like I said, Bambina, being machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras.
Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned.
If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes?
I reckon they might be.
You're a security guard and you reckon?
One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card.
That's the card reader by the door.
The card reader leaves a record of every ID that passes through.
So this is the ID card record.
Hey, I've seen that somewhere before.
Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before.
Are you talking about Goodman's ID? Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing.
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire.
You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you?
That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it.
You know, Wild Bill Hickok died in a game of poker. Well, he died after being shot by a guy who lost. Wild Bill returned him the money, or I think half of the money, and told him not to risk something he can't afford to lose, or something like that. And in return for that, the guy shot him in the back. At the time, they couldn't prosecute the guy for some reason or other, I forget. But if it something to do with territorial rights. So after that, he ended up boasting that he killed Wild Bill Hickok. He went all through the West, telling folks, "I killed Wild Bill Hickok," until he landed in one territory that took his bragging as a sign of confession, and they didn't recognize the right of the territorial rights of the original place where he killed him. And so for that he was hanged. And finally justice was done.
What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened.
There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago. The day of our case.
That's right. The evidence transfers.
Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too. Sorry, but can you explain what this whole transferal thing is about?
We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see?
So what happens to the evidence after 2 years?
It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. Excuse me, guys, my allergies.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Like a casket. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated.
And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Well, speaking of badges, here's mine.
The sheriffs back in Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand.
This is neither Wild nor West here.
Aha! Aha! But that and this are 2 different things entirely.
I guess so. Huh? I'm lost.
Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy.
See this? This is the victim's ID card.
Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot.
The number on this is 584-2189.
Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match.
It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing.
What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
Wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins?
Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record.
Thanks, officer. Thanks, Sheriff. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Yeah. Okay, so that's not good. Hey, what about this one? Okay, no. Okay, nothing there either. Hey, what do you think about the blue badger? Okay, nothing. Okay. Hey, someone put a hand on him. I never noticed that. Was that always there? Well, since we're here, let's go check out the evidence room. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here.
So this is the evidence room. It really is kind of like a graveyard.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Kinda looks like one, too.
Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me.
Oh, hey!
Eek!
Whoa!
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I didn't know you could slap a ghost on the head. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal.
If I remember right, his original line was,
I didn't know you could slap a ghost, pal. So is it true what I heard? Right, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asks me, Sir, can I borrow $50? I give them $50. No problem. So go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out.
yeah, it's true.
So, Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me?
Yeah, well, you never know.
Oh, so that's what you were talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today.
Just for today?
Boss for a day.
But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day.
Gee, thanks.
First of all, you'll want to have this.
Okay, thanks, Detective.
So Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day?
That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department.
But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial.
In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. Well, I don't think it's his fault. They decided they needed him elsewhere.
I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here too, Detective?
Of course. I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open?
This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it.
Using their ID card.
Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third ID card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint.
So the only
locker we can open is our own.
Oh, hey.
Funny, they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see?
The handles?
On the other side of the handles is a sensor. And if the wrong person touches it,
Zap! You get a shock.
if that's what happened, my hand will be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Really? I really love Gumshoe's theme, I'm not gonna lie.
I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today.
I see.
I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case.
That case?
Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the...
That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth.
Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. He was involved in this too? Jeez.
This place is stuffed with evidence, stuffed with dreams.
I'm not so sure about the dreams.
It won't open.
Did you really think it would?
Hey pal, our security is high tech around here.
Actually, wait. I never realized, but someone put the target dummy and a car door in here.
Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner.
That looks like a car door.
There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame.
Maybe someone was handcuffed to the car door and they managed to instead of unscrewing the lock on the handcuffed, they were somehow able to unscrew the car door. Maybe the guy they caught was some kind of escape artist and he got away.
Hey, that's one of those human profiles for Wright's testing.
He's been shot square in the forehead.
Better him than us.
That's true, that's true. Hey! There's something sticking out of here.
Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case.
I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. It's not his locker.
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had to breathe it down my neck about some silly evidence?
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too.
I bet he hasn't tucked in his shirt under that trench coat either.
If you're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal.
Yeah, don't be an asshole, right? I think we found Gumshoe's pole. And the metal detector. Wait, Missile's not in that bag, is he? Wait. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here.
What a sorry looking fishing pole that is.
Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it.
Wait, I've seen that somewhere before.
Right, pal. That's that metal detector. The one that led to solving that case out on Gourd Lake, remember?
And led to us finding the bullet in old Manfred's shoulder. Oh right! Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And I don't think I've seen this one before.
Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later.
That cheap-looking box?
You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart, pal.
Hello. Hey, wait, wasn't this open just a minute ago? What's this? Blood?
It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here.
It looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright, what if there are other blood stains left in the room?
We should use a testing fluid to check it out. Let's take a closer look at the stuff around here first. Let's see, got the paint here.
What is the solid paint doing here?
Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression.
True art? I noticed there's blue and yellow paint here.
Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger.
Well, you might say this is my studio.
Here? In the evidence room? We got a resident artist on our hands.
Someone left a glove here, but only one.
Take Detective Gumshoe, maybe? Give the guy a break, right?
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know.
You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Okay.
Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all those pieces.
Detective Gumshoe, perhaps. God damn it, Wright. You know, he's a big and sturdy guy, and he could easily kick your ass. Just because you're a lawyer don't make you bulletproof.
There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case.
The case?
The SL9 incident, pal. Duh. See the sticker on one of those pieces there?
Another piece of SL9 evidence. Alright, let me time this. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke.
You want to try and put it back together?
Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around a tube of glue.
Oh, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Okay, I'm timing myself. Here we go. Okay. Okay, that's one down. Okay, that's one down. Got another one down. Got that one. There we go. Got that one. Got it. Sort of.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that far in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it.
Damn. In the original version, he said he got that in 5 minutes. Or was it 3? In this version, it took him 2 minutes. I was hoping to beat his record. I mean, the original, I guess I did, but... Or no, maybe the original was 2 minutes. I got 2:23 on here. Damn.
The problem is finishing it.
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with.
Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar.
I kinda understand how it got broken.
Unstable jar added to the core record. So, what's going on with this thing here?
Look, this one's open. And the red indicator light above the door is lit.
That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint.
Detective Goodman's locker.
Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it.
It's empty. He must have taken the contents elsewhere. I mean, if he did have to open it, you'd have to freaking drag his corpse over there and freaking use that one. Or just use some kind of copy of his fingerprint. If you put these pieces together, it makes a jar.
There are 2 things that bother me. 1, why are some of the pieces missing? 2, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke.
I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. Anyway.
That's the victim, Detective Goodman's ID card. These days, everything's cards and secret numbers. I can never relax.
That's only because you always lose your card. Hey, you're lucky. Hey, it's a miracle you don't lose your badge, right?
I always forget my secret number too. Scary, huh?
Yeah, that's why I always write my numbers onto my phone. So if I forget them, I can always look them up. Of course, if my phone were to get wet, like it did that one time when I was working at the fair, because I was in the summer and a freaking water truck passed me by, we were freaking steaming hot, and the water truck was nice enough to cool us down. I just forgot that I had my phone in my pocket. That's on me. Oy vey.
My face should be ID enough. What's the world coming to?
You're not wrong, Gumshoe. Like even here on the internet, they're trying to push that crap, like digital ID and crap. I mean, there have been cases of people who've been arrested because the AI said they were someone else. They were someone else who was a perpetrator of a crime, even though even though their own physical ID says otherwise. If the freaking AI says it's a 90% match, a stupid freaking cop will believe it. No, not you, Gumshoe, of course.
What you calling stupid, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, rebel against the system.
Don't you forget it, pal. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day.
Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself.
Ah, congratulations.
I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later.
Apparently he's forgotten. We already went through this. We already went through this.
Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone.
Because of the SL9 connection?
That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared.
But why would evidence from that case turn up now?
I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case.
Emma Sky. Someone used a marker to write their name on this. Emma Sky. Don't tell me you bring this with you everywhere you go.
Well, you never know where something might go down.
Just what kind of a world do you think we live in? A world of murderers and corrupt lawyers, cops, prosecutors, judges. A world run by criminals and pedophiles and Jews. But then again, they're all of the above. Maybe we need to ask Gumshoe's permission first before we start spraying things.
Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing!
That's fine.
You bet it's fine, pal.
Spray to use. Spray, here we go.
I knew it! This is someone's right handprint!
What?
What's the matter, detective?
This locker. It's mine.
It's yours?
Please. You have to help me when they come to take me away.
Why, Vay, not you too. Don't you worry, detective. We'll help you out.
Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly.
Well, let's hope they don't bring that recruit from Gourd Lake to testify.
You'll do that for me, won't you, pals?
It's an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans.
I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police.
You don't.
What? But you're a detective!
Ah, you're right. I forgot I needed to spray elsewhere. Spray, 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 spray. Spray, spray, spray. Spray. Oh, hello.
Why am I getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This might just be something significant.
Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What? This? It's called luminol testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Where do you get this, Emma?
I always buy it by mail order.
Oh, I better jot this down on the floor plans. Anything else? Imagine if you had to... If you sprayed too much, you ran out and you had to go order some more at a post office or something. And then every time Wright would be, "Oh, my poor wallet." Anyway. SL9 incident.
Now that was a bloody, violent case, pal.
Violent. So it was a murder?
A serial killing.
A serial killing. Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all.
But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago?
I put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill.
Rumors? About forged evidence?
It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see?
So that switchblade knife.
The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Anything new to say, detective? No, I guess not. Holy crap, we've got so much evidence.
You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents.
No, the police department lacks faith in its lock system.
After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, that's true. Good grief. Hello. Holy crap, that's a lot of blood. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective?
Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien.
This proves that something really happened in the front of this locker.
I'll make a note of it on the floor plans.
Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked.
Oh man, this is insane. Well, we still gotta investigate that, the underground parking lot. Actually, maybe we'll go bug Edgeworth. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
Oh, this place is classy today as it was yesterday.
I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here.
I'm sure he's off doing important investigations.
I hope that's what he's doing.
Huh?
I guess we'll have to come back. He's probably getting his butt chewed out by the Inquisition Committee or whatever it's called. Maybe we can dig some more info out of beacons here.
blue badger's still writhing around today.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday.
Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty.
We already went through this. Oy vey. Man, you need lessons. Maybe I'm supposed to show this to Gumshoe.
Whoa! So it was good when we came in here at the time.
Oh, damn, I missed that line. Forgive me, Lord.
Well, what is it?
That second number.
It's not your ID number, is it, Detective?
Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What? What?
ID card record updated. Okay. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room?
Hey, pal, look at the time.
Was there something you needed to be going to?
It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to go give them my report for the day.
Oy vey.
It might help, you know.
Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer?
The one that says nothing but no problems?
Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him.
Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? Hey, give the man some credit, Wright. Don't forget, this guy saved your freaking life.
I'm off, pal. Later.
I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Yeah, let's go bug him now that we can finally see if we can't shake some info out of him. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Oh! Kiss. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here?
There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand.
Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service?
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back for the district prosecutor's office inquiry.
I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this line wasn't there in the original. Yeah. It's like this is a whole remake, callback, foreshadowing thing. I'm gonna have to see what it was like in the original, because I don't remember too well. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him.
So how'd the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many bloody times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You were the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. You must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator, the L6, yeah. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coup was involved in the case 2 years ago too, then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous, to say the least.
Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth?
What I want to know is why was the deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't... Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
The police department?
Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Well, maybe we can share some of our own results with him. Oh yeah, this thing too. Oh right, I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Oy. Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less.
The chief of police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. Hey, isn't that the screwdriver from Mia's murder? He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
Can I ask what kind of case it was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
But my sister? What?
If you were still studying forensic science?
Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this.
Luminol testing fluid. Well, you might have use for this.
Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints.
It's been chemically treated for better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know.
I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks! I've given these to Detective Gumshoe as well. Don't push your luck, Wright. Fingerprinting set and fingerprint file received.
Well, let's get going. One last investigation.
Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Thanks, Edgeworth. Alright. Let's go testing things. You should really write your name on this, Emma. Oh no, wait, we gotta do this on the lockers. Right, my bad. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint.
Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker.
Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed.
Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger.
A finger?
Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that'll have left behind the clearest print.
I can't really tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
This one seems to be the best bet here.
Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done.
Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes again.
First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around.
Huh? How do you do that?
With enter, see?
Ah, it looks like that did the trick.
The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess.
Huh? How do I do that?
With E. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See?
Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though.
It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright.
Guess I better give it a try. You know, I never played this on the DS, but I remember it did have a mic function. I remember in Bowser's Inside Story when you played as Giant Bowser and you were doing the fire attack where he was breathing fire. They had a function where you could blow. I mean, like basically you have to freaking. It's like the little icons show like blowing, but the way it was designed to measure noise levels, not pressure. So like a person could be screaming, shouting. I remember this one guy. He said he put loud music on for those attacks. That's dedication, if you ask me. So I imagine that it must have had a similar function here. Yeah, we're getting there. Almost.
Aha! You did it! You found one!
But this looks nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't.
What does it mean?
I think it means we're out of luck.
Out of luck.
The person who left this big handprint must have worn gloves.
Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here.
Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints?
Other prints?
Looking at the locker door again closely. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print.
Fingerprints outside the blood. Yeah, I noticed that early on. Hello. We're getting there. Oh, come on, man. How much more of this have I got to freaking get? Oh, come on, man. What else isn't clear?
Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling!
Dazzling?
Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find.
You're telling me.
Let's match it up right away.
So we're not done yet? This is quite a process.
Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right?
I guess she's right.
Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth and point out the person you think left these prints.
Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was?
I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints will we most likely find on this evidence locker?
Detective Gumshoe? Let's see. Gant, Meekins, Marshall, Goodman, Gumshoe. We changed up the scale too. I mean, there wasn't a scale at first. It was like a little bar that, it was a different kind of bar. Like a little, I guess like the health bar they have in the later games, I think.
Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave this so what look.
I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Another handprint, you said?
Detective Goodman's evidence locker. It's empty.
Only Detective Goodman himself can open this locker.
So the person who took out this knife had to have been Detective Goodman.
Why was it wrapped in the scarf muffler and stuck inside the car muffler? Yeah. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right?
Right. There was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this?
There go her eyes sparkling again. Part of me is gonna hate myself for doing this, but I want to see her reaction. Actually, let's not check.
What? Why not? Try my patience any longer and I'll dump this powder over your head.
You do that, and you'll have to beg Edgeworth to get you more. What the heck? He talked me into it. Okay, let's check for prints.
That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first.
What?
The area with the blood was wiped away, right?
You only ended up finding it using chemical means.
Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too.
Oh, right. So that means no prints.
Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high?
Don't ask me. You're the scientist here.
Anyway, we have to try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Hey, hello. Hello there. Not yet. Almost. And beacons. Marshall! Hey, these fingerprints, they...
Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know?
It's Officer Marshall.
But Officer Jake Marshall?
Marshall's fingerprints.
That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Yeah, well, the evidence seems to say otherwise. According to Meekins, he wasn't in the guard station. But if that's the case, why are his fingerprints on this freaking locker over a bloodied handprint? Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. So that means the fingerprints were left over. They weren't wiped away.
Oh!
So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a white blood stain.
But why would Officer Marshall?
It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence.
I don't believe it.
To be continued. Saving content. Well, this part was a long one, I'll give you that much. I may end up splitting it into two different parts. You know, the trial and the investigation together. Oh man. Let me tell you. I don't know, depending on how much I can splice this together, I guess we'll see, but yeah. Man. Seems like things just going from bad to worse. I mean, going from just when you think things couldn't get more convoluted, lo and behold it does. Well, in any case, usually when things just start to get more convoluted, just when you think you're starting to finally get a handle on things, a wrench gets thrown into it, goes in a completely different direction. And I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a great day, great week, great weekend, whenever I get this out. Appreciate you guys. I love you. I hope things work out for you. Just keep on keeping on as best you can. God bless you. God be with you all. Have a great day. Take care. God bless. I'll see you.